what is the short version of Mary and the catfish situation? Well, I'm going to try it. My first attempt at this was like 7 minutes long, so I'm going to do a much shorter version this time. So it just so happens that I rewatched the episode where we first learned about the catfish. And in fact, I used to recap the show back then, so I went back and watched my original recap to kind of give you a sense of what it was like when we first found out. So we found out that Mary had been catfished before season 9 premiered, and we learned about it in show at the end of season 9. I think it's episode 11 or something. So it's kind of like the Christine situation where we knew that Christine was leaving, and then we got to watch the whole season trying to figure out. It was not a big surprise. So they were in Alaska, the adults all went out to eat, and Mary starts having this cryptic conversation about, I might leave, I might just disappear, I might just go away, I might leave the family. What was weird to me when I rewatched it, and what was weird to me when I first watched it and filmed my recap, was that Cody says nothing this whole meal. He barely speaks. And it's kind of funny now to see, because he was like, well, I thought maybe Mary was leaving. Well, he didn't seem very concerned then. And what we did not know when we originally watched the season, that we now know, because they shared it a couple seasons ago, was that Cody had cut off Mary in a marital way several years before this. The beginning of season 9, about a year prior to when this was filmed, is Leanne had already been out of the house for a year, by this point 2 years at college. Mary suggested that her and Cody get a legal divorce so that Robin can marry him so they can adopt the kids. There's some question from a lot of people about whether that was really Mary's idea or if there wasn't some behind the scenes, either flat out requests or heavy suggestion. Like, gosh, I wish we could adopt the kids, but we couldn't unless we were married. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Christine and Janelle were not part of this decision. This is something that Mary then approached them about and all of that. So Mary's saying all this stuff about how she might leave, she might disappear. And then what we get is about 20 minutes or so of Mary explaining to Robin and explain to us and everyone about that she had been catfished. She had been lonely. She had, all of that. And now we know that Cody had basically been abandoning her for several years. And she started talking to people online. She started talking to this person named Sam, which we now know, and who was actually a woman. But the Sam was very flirtatious, saying how beautiful she was. They were laughing. They were joking. Later on, we find out they were actually going to meet. At this time, video chatting wasn't as common. It was available, but it just wasn't as common. And so I guess she didn't think anything of it, that she couldn't see him. She obviously never met him because he didn't exist. It was another woman. And she was kind of freaking out, and she was like, I'm trying to figure out how to protect the family, but I don't really know how to, and all of that. And that was how it was initially presented to us, was that Mary had been talking to this person. At the time, in this episode, she acknowledged that there was some flirting, that this person was saying that they loved her, that there was, that they were saying she was beautiful and wonderful, and she did acknowledge it. Now, in season 19 and 18, she's been kind of presented as like, oh, we were only friends. I guess because she feels like she never met this person, that it couldn't have been more than friends. So I guess it's up to you to determine. But yeah, that is how it was explained to us in the show. If there's still any questions you have, I'd love to answer them. So let me know.